In white, men's national team representing the United States of America. Players, get ready.
Ladies and gentlemen and everybody else, good morning and welcome back to the first game of the second day of the KO phase here at the World Championship in Montreal, Canada. And we're starting off with a good one. It's the United States of America in white versus the Australian man in blue. So the United States winning their bottom tier game, able to move up now to play for 5th and 6th place, whereas the Australians lost their game yesterday against Germany, so are being relegated to the lower bracket, and we will see what the two teams can bring.
That's right, and it's going to be an interesting match this morning, I think, because last time Australia and the US met in Graz, the Australian men came out 3-1. So I think this is going to be quite the match this morning.
Absolutely.
And we're off.
Yes, very fast to the ball. Take Galeano for the United States, picking up the ball.
Passing it off to Tim Brown.
Yamana.
Forechecking from the Australians.
Quite far forward, but so they're quite confident. Oh, good
comes
effort.
Danny.
Picked up by Lopez.
Okay.
Yes, good effort, getting the ball back. Trying to get to the US, Australian side.
To regroup before they go in. Australians have set up a strong defence here.
Let's see, 2 forwards moving in, blocking all the options for the US, but well done, moving it into the middle of the pool, picking up the ball again. Forward still, Masland still staying down, trying to stop them as good as possible.
Good recovery.
And now, oh, well done, and this might actually be, this is no call by the ref, yeah, I thought so. This might actually be a 2-minute penalty because it was stopping him from reaching the goal, but it's lucky for the Australians. This stop actually is, that was fringe there. Stopping someone with a foul from reaching an open basket, which actually the situation was providing for the US, if you reach the ball, is usually to be sentenced with a 2-minute penalty.
Yes, they're lucky they're just getting
so
caught as a
really
free
lucky
throw.
there wasn't somebody sent out in this situation. Ref gave advantage to the US.
And here they go.
It. Ball back in US American hands. And I think that the US team also quite a bit better than the one they had in Graz. We've seen a strong showing from them. Very strong defense by them against some of the top contenders in this tournament. Only got scored on 5 times by the Germans, which is quite the effort they put in. So we'll see.
The loose ball covered by the Australians. Here goes Oscar Garcia starting the counter.
Maslan.
Pass it down to Angus Lemon, who's looking for a pass if he can get one.
Good effort by the Australians moving forward, but locked up on the surface by 2 US forwards. Props to all the players with numbers on the fins, makes it so much easier to identify you. Can only say it over and over again, put some numbers on your fins.
That's what I would consider.
Buy a new pair for national teams if you have to, if you have a different number for the club.
That's right, number 12 there from the US, Mauricio Beltran, that's super clear.
Alright, there we go. Now, free throw for Australia, getting some breathing room, getting the ball in the middle of the pool.
Whoa.
A good showing from the US, the forwards on point here so far in this game, picking up the ball over and over again.
Right.
Yet again, good effort also for Australia, regaining possession. Garcia for Australia.
Done with Danny Lopez there. Oh,
That's
slipped down
dropped.
to the US. That's Hernandez. Looking for a pass, but he can't. Bit of there we go.
Good back and forth.
He's looking for support.
Pick up on the surface, locked up by Australia. Phillip.
It's the captain, Scott Phillip. He's
Yamano waiting underneath the scrum.
and there we go, recovered by the US, and they are in attack again. So they're looking to
Waiting in the corner. We can see USA having a bit of issues having enough people to set up a proper attack onto the Australian basket. Australia with very good forechecking throughout the entire game.
go Mateo to number 95, Hutchins Davis.
Back to Hernandez. And over to the left.
And quite a good attack there from the goalie going up. And the Australian forwards are keeping them away from the goal. There you go, so Bastian Vasquez.
Oh, nice pass to the left. Defender still in place for Australia.
Mateo managed to pass it down. It's been recovered by Scott Phillips. Nope.
Back to
Mateo's
Galeano,
got it back again.
captain for US. Good first attack for the United States. Getting a pass to the open side of the basket, being able to push onto the goalkeeper, but well done by the defender. Getting in between, bringing the ball back out, but ball still in possession for the United States.
Tied up in the corner. It's going to drop down. Yes, it is. Who's going to...
Oh, picked up by the United States. I think it's Galliano moving in.
Galliano, Mate
Gets grip onto the
again.
goalkeeper. But locked up.
Tied up by Scott Phillips there.
Good effort by him. Pass downwards. Outman underneath. Defender in position. And now second wave missing for the United States. Such a good opportunity. Galliano moving in.
Go out to regroup. I mean, it's very much been the US kind of attack so far, but it's only been 5 minutes.
It's very interesting to see the different teams of this tournament going up against each other. Teams from the different groups. A lot of people had different expectations looking at the groups at the beginning of the tournament, and now we see that the teams are pretty even, and even seen some upsets on the female side as well. Oh, good attack, getting the ball out.
There we go, Mana. Very good recovery there. Not such a great. He's got it.
Ball still handled in the
there
corner.
There we go.
Now.
Well done.
Getting space to move out.
Okay, Phillips. Passes to
Spensley moving forward.
Counter.
You might get the 1-versus-1 at the goal. Kicked away by the goalkeeper.
Right,
Underneath
Louis,
the goalkeeper. Good effort by the goalie to push him away. Meslan couldn't recover the ball. Picked up, and there's a call by the ref. Free throw.
Australia.
Pushing by the goalie, but good effort by him, keeping Spensley away.
Right, here's a chance for Australia.
Australia now has to clean up their passing, be a bit more precise. Wake up. It's an early morning game. Early morning games. A lot of teams not used to playing early in the morning. A lot of teams have practice in the evening. And being sharp, mentally sharp early in the morning.
Slipped out there.
Not an easy thing to do. All right.
Covered by the US.
Good effort by the US again.
I'm sure none of them were very happy at getting up at 6 this morning.
Nah, nobody is. Nobody ever is. And those people who are, they are very suspicious.
Well, I'm a morning person, but
and you are a very suspicious person in my Sus. All right.
Okay, so mid-court play.
Ball
US is doing a good job.
Trying to move the ball forward.
They don't have anyone underwater.
Oh, good effort by the Australians. Ball dropping down into the Australians. Williams readying himself to go straight in.
Out to Lopez coming in for the counter on the close side. Nope, he's going to the surface looking for support.
Oh, well done by the forward. Riomana picking up. Slag for the US.
The US
good
back
effort.
on the attack. Looking for support. Seems like both teams have got a bit of haven't quite got the players underwater yet. Here we go, here's the support.
Scrum on the surface again. Out of bounds at the wall.
Oh.
Okay. That's certainly an interesting call. Maybe the ball was all off the surface and they just signal out of bounds.
It's hard to get it. It's hard to push it past a wall. All right, the US, Australia's got another free throw opportunity here. See if they can capitalise. We've got Phillips waiting underneath with Manacon, and he's off.
Yeah, Mano moving on.
All right, great pass across to, not a great pass.
Couldn't get it back to Yamano. Yamano now trying to lock up the US defender. Nearly held on to the part of the pool.
There we go. That's
I think this yet again ball broke the surface. Oh, yeah, it's just gonna get a ref ball. They held it above the water together, basically. So ref ball in the middle of the pool. Equal opportunity. Be smart. Go to the wall. Put your fins onto the wall. Look at where the ball is dropping into the water and go get it. That's why you do it.
Close to the wall. All right, off to Spensley again. Off for a counter. We've got no support. There we go.
So now Australia would be advised to just keep the ball in the corner now for a little bit, set up a play for them, get the players ready, get the rotations
here they come.
motion.
We've got 3 under. Maslin and Lamon going in, but the US have got players underwater.
Could pass underneath the defender.
We go out
pass
to
in the middle.
Vasquez. Looking for the pass. There we go. There's Phillips. There's Phillips. Oh, It's just a second there when the goalie was swapping.
Well done with Galliano getting the ball back for the US.
Yeah, great play from Galliano so far. All right, got some early forechecking.
This game could come down to a little bit of a game of attrition. Who's getting tired first?
Yeah, I mean day 5 now, day 6.
A couple of days played at this World Cup.
Yeah, the teams are starting to feel it. There we go.
Yeah.
Oh, good recovery there from number 7, Ricardo.
Australia moving back in.
Yeah, we've swapped into the US defending half now, so this is a bit of a change from the first 5 minutes. There we go, Williams. Oh, not a great pass there.
Australia losing the ball, going in onto the US basket. USA doing a very
leg
good job
around
of
the
that.
neck.
That's a bit of a choking there, even though it's not about his leg, but still. Right. Waiting for the ball underneath the scrum.
Beltran waiting, recovered it. Oh no. Lopez managed to get it back.
Well, I think the US is going for fast break. Empty basket, trying to get
very
down.
good forechecking there. Very lucky for the Australians.
Good.
That,
well done
Gonzalo
by
was
Diaz.
there. Yep.
Keeping the basket clean. Giving his team a little bit of time to move in.
Right, there we go.
Empty basket again, but trying to progress forward.
Australians got to hold on to the ball now.
We'll see the USA certainly heavily competing with the Australians, who had such a good showing yesterday as well against top teams like Norway and Germany.
Germany. Maybe the US teams are morning people. You look skeptical.
Maybe.
Okay, setting up the free throw.
Yeah. So there are a lot of Colombian names on the US team, and I'm not sure about Latinos being morning people in general.
No, there's probably unlikely to be an entire team of them.
Yeah, most certainly. Maybe they practice maybe they have a practice time on the weekends in the morning,
actually,
like on Saturday, Sunday. A lot of teams get pulled time in the early morning. White timeouts by the US.
Oh, and the captain's talking to the umpire.
So yeah, a lot of teams that play well early in the morning, either they already used to it from tournaments, having the first game of the tournament on Saturday or Sunday, or they just have regular practice Saturday, Sunday, and early in the morning. I don't think there's any club that has practice for 6 in the morning at some public pool and then goes to work.
I mean, I know one of the Melbourne teams, the Sea Dragons, do have Saturday morning practice, but I think that's more at a more reasonable 10-ish.
I know from the Colombians that they have practice during lunch hours. So there's siesta in Colombia, and they have 2 hours of pool time in the middle of the day.
Oh, yeah. So is siesta before the pool time or after?
It is their siesta.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow, they skipped the siesta. Wow, that's dedication.
Yeah. Because there are 3 clubs in the same city, so they have to share pool times.
They have to share the pool. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely, I think the amount of pool time you can get and where you can get pools really does have an impact on the amount of training you can do. And
yeah, certainly. And also important to have every pool time you have with enough personnel, have a good practice, have everybody show up.
That's right. And I mean, it's quite hard for big countries like the US and Australia and Colombia, where well, maybe not so much Colombia, but where the players are really spread out. Like getting them together to be able to train is like quite hard. Good morning, Jorge. Yes, it is Jazzy, live from Montreal. Just looking at the comments in the chat now.
Jens is broken.
Jens is broken again. That's right. That's the thing. They're plagued by injuries. It's probably not just Australia.
I feel you, Jens. Story of my life as well. Next time, book a flight, be a commentator. This is how you participate if you're a broken human being. Your body is a temple, but it's an old one in ruins.
Here we go. Oh, free throw.
Free throw for
almost
Australia.
Intercepted, yes.
Still keeping possession.
All right, here comes
Manacon moving in, trying to get anything going
looking
for the Australians. Can he pass the ball?
Behind him.
Locked up. With a leg hold, MMA style. By the US.
Setting up there as a barrier, but it's defense by Brown. Forwards are on him. Oh, recovery by the back.
Back to moving straight up rather than forward. So dangerous still for...
It does go to show how, you know, the pool is very big, so...
Is your birthday today?
It is.
Ah, happy birthday then. Had quite a lot of birthday people. Mattia Galliano had his birthday yesterday. Denise Schmutz, also from Austria, had her birthday yesterday. She was 30 years old, so happy birthday to all the birthday kids here at the pool.
July, birthday month. It's actually quite novel for me. It's summer here, right? Whereas like being in Australia, I normally get a winter birthday. So the last couple of years whilst
enjoy the heat and the humidity. Yeah, you certainly, I mean, actually here you need at least one working finger because I have to push some buttons. So you need one properly working finger as a commentator. Let this be a lesson to all the commentators out there.
That's right, mostly as long as you can speak.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Australia moving back in. You can see the passes not connecting as much as they want to.
All right, I mean, Australia's got 3 underwater. They're looking for an opportunity. Phillips to Lamon, looking in onto moving on the close side.
No, Iamano.
Iamano is coming in under the goal. Here we go.
Good chance, but Muller position for
Setting
Iamano. Can he get a ball? Good. Well done though by the US defender so far, just blocking them up, not letting the ball get to the basket.
All right, Garcia's coming in.
The US defensive strategy is quite often having 2 defenders underneath the basket, one being between the ball carrier and the basket, and one being on the far side of the basket, and not letting any passes through.
I mean, we can see how effective that was. And so long as there's no second wave, then...
And other than that, if a team does that, attack the goalkeeper, go in from above. You should have a little bit of breathing room up there. Ball dropped.
Right.
There's good holding.
Lots of calls in this game.
Yep, holding called against Australia. Right, 3 minutes to go. First half. Still even USA versus Australia.
Alright, the US setting up for their free throw.
Alright, Australia taking a timeout, 60 seconds, a little bit of breathing room for them. 3 minutes to go in the first half. Very equal game so far. US with one quite good chance in the first half, so they've been a bit more of a pressing team than the Australians. Australians struggling a little bit with their passing game, not connecting as much as they want to.
Yes, I think we've seen the same thing in some of the other games. The passings.
Bobby Simmons going for commentator bias.
Bobby, there's no bias here.
Never. Never any bias. Especially not yesterday in the evening.
Yes, especially, yes. Well, I mean, that was such a nail-biting game, the maybe biggest upset of the tournament.
Yeah, I think that was the biggest upset of the tournament so far. Yeah, Australia going top 4 on the women's side. That certainly was unexpected for a lot of teams.
That's right, and I mean, I think Sweden, obviously, the girls walked in there thinking that they were gonna walk all over the Aussie girls, and it's a bit of a shock.
Yep.
But they held it. Got visitors in the commentator box. Good morning.
Right, timeout over. A little bit of discussion by the captains with the ref. Where only the captain is allowed to talk to the refs. They can send you out if you're talking too much to the refs as just a player. In the quotation marks, just a player, but yeah. It's only the captain who's supposed to communicate with referees.
I think that's a good rule. I mean, it means that, you know, in the heat of the moment and stuff, it's like...
Yeah. And also importantly for teams, not a lot of teams know this and practice it a lot. If one captain is moving up to a ref, the other captain is always allowed there as well.
To come and listen, yeah.
He's always allowed to listen in. No team is actually should talk to a ref alone and give some info to the refs alone. It's always open information for everybody.
All right, we've got number 12, Beltran, sending off the free throw. Oh, intercepted there by 42, Maslan.
Maslan picking up for Australia.
Oh.
Good there for him, staying there for a double pass back and forth. Passing it forward, but I think...
Oh, there we
Bit
go.
of a
Geez, the
pick
ball
up.
has changed hands about 4 times here. And here go the Australian
Australia
men.
moving
There's 3
in
of them.
underneath the basket
Spensley,
alone. Last second defense by the US defender.
absolutely tied up by the US there. Can he get the ball down?
Australians
There we
waiting
go, okay.
underneath. Doesn't have a passing option, going back immediately.
All right, to
Pass to
Phillips.
the middle, Phillips
Trying to move
moves
the
to
ball
the
around
left.
the basket.
Tries to move in. Picked
Oh,
up by the
recovered
US. Has to go up for a breather. Williams moving in.
I mean, yeah, it looks
Scrum
like
on the
maybe both
surface.
teams are getting tired, perhaps already, going straight to the surface.
Usually, especially on the men's side, the more tired teams get, the more physical the games get, the more the games move to the surface. Games get scrummed, locked up.
Yeah, it's like lots of that moving
It's
the
still
ball around.
dangerous situation for the US, having a scrum so close to their own basket. Usually you only want your forwards to work on this ball in the corner, and
Oh,
then
there we go, and it has dropped down, and
1.5
7.
minutes. Australia still in ball possession.
Okay, Australia looks like they're coming up to regroup now.
Yeah. And we've seen the strategy from a lot of teams moving back to about the 1/3 line of the pool, recover with a lot of players, maybe draw out the attacker. But now Australia
And they've
moving
got
in.
3 in there.
Defender in position, 2 players to the left. Can the ball move to the left?
Okay, tied up by the forwards.
Well done by the
And one of
US
the,
defenders and forwards locking them up.
all right, Australia has held on to the ball though.
We can see now that the US defense getting a little bit shaky, not as stable as it was in the first couple of minutes of the game. I think pushing, Sebastian, swam in, push the defender a little bit, and those fouls hurt your team so much.
That's right. I mean, they've just lost half the pool now, so
Yeah.
good opportunity for the US. And as you were saying, like they really were putting the pressure on the last 5 minutes.
So giving a team breathing room, if you can set up waves of the waves, and just losing the ball by kind of stupidly swimming into the goal or into the defender without the ball and pushing him away a little bit.
Yep. Right, Hernandez there. Oh, what was that?
Might be punching on the ball. That was still
Still
holding
holding.
call, yeah.
More holding.
Call against Australia.
Right, another opportunity for the US there, making their way forward.
All right. Now US trying to
Not
move
a-
in.
Not a great
Picked up by
pass
Australia
there.
again. Fast break. No. The US locking the Australian man.
Covered by the US. Now they've got players underwater. Okay.
22
Lamin
seconds to
looking
go.
for the.
Lamin trying to stop the player from moving forward. Giving his team a little bit of breathing room to set up. Pass to the middle.
Right, 10 seconds to go now in the first half.
Yeah, and I think
And
teams are content with the draw in the first half. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we'll see a bit of a push in the second half. There we go.
Yep. So, interesting game here. Certainly a little bit unexpected that the US is this pressing during the first half.
Well, I think it kind of changed. I think the US definitely started off pressing and then it kind of swapped.
Yep.
So what will we, I mean, give 5 minutes break to everyone. What's going to happen? Maybe some substitutions.
Yeah, maybe some subs on either side, bringing some new power into the water, or bringing some fresh players. We'll see how much this will affect the game. And we've seen the US have a very good defensive showing. I mean, it's hard to tell if they can keep it up for another 15 minutes, and maybe even go into overtime. And golden goal sudden death certainly takes a toll on your body if you have to play in another half. 43.
That's right.
So going to penalties is never the way you want to win a game.
Well, I mean, I think tomorrow, right? So the winner of this game gets to play at 11 a.m. tomorrow, and the loser has to play at 9 a.m. So there's good incentive to want to win this game for the sleep-in.
Yeah. It's a very good reason to give your all to get up later, have a little bit more. let some hours to sleep in the morning. All right, we have 4 minutes halftime break remaining, and we'll be right back.
Yeah, second half, here we go.
Straight again the ball. I think they might have missed the start signal last time because they were quite significantly far back in comparison to the US. Or the US is just getting tired.
Yeah, maybe.
We'll see.
All right, well, we're looking for support here. There we go, off to Oscar Ogai, one of the forwards. So Australia's obviously made some substitutions. I'm guessing the US has as well. All right, Williams coming in here.
Good effort by Williams, trying to move in, picking up the good defender, moving in himself.
All right.
Ball
And the
dropped
ball
out
is
to the right.
loose. Oh, well recovered
Still
there.
going. Ogai now has to move out.
All right,
Smart move to keep the ball in your team rather than move in. US forwards trying to get the ball back.
All right, Brown is on him. Australian holding on to the ball so far. All right, looking for the attacking wave here. All right, Lopez going into support. Garcia's passed it off.
Oh.
All right, The US have got 2 backs down now.
Defense position was stolen away, but US defenders just sat in front of them.
Galliano there, looking to...
Yeah, moving out from the defense position, helping out.
Alright, here comes the second wave. Maybe this is the third wave by now. Alright, Lammen.
It's so important to just move in and out again to push them back onto the basket. Just
Ooh, recovered there. Oh, was that punching the ball? Yes.
Yeah.
And that's an Australian free throw.
Punching the ball, not allowed in underwater rugby, except for the EuroLeague, where they specifically allowed it as a player decision. So at independent tournaments, you can make up any rule you want if all the teams agree, or if you as a host decide so. But
That's right, under CMAS rules.
CMS rules, no punching the ball.
Alright, so we've got Australia setting up there.
Yamano.
Oh, no, the US has recovered the ball.
Oh, well done by him. Just pushing the ball a little bit forward, getting the edge. The 2 Australians onto him.
Tied
Drop
up
down.
on the surface.
Needs to pass. Yet again, tied up on the surface. Scrum.
Right, a couple
and the
players
ball.
waiting underneath. Going to the replay there. Alright, still on the surface. The US have gained quite a lot of pool length here though.
Moving forward slowly.
Alright, forward, number Carney, number 55, holding on. Right, so looking for supporters for the US here. That is Beltran there.
Oh, good opportunity now
And here
for the US,
comes
moving in underneath the
Galliano.
goalkeeper. Galliano moves it.
And he's
There's the
got
score
it
for the
in.
USA.
Mate Galliano, what a goal. It's his birthday goal from yesterday.
Mate Galliano. Moving in, sweeping in from underneath the defense, not in position for just a second for the Australians.
Great goal from Galliano there. I mean, I've played with him before. He's an excellent player.
Yeah. Captain for the US, seizing the opportunity.
That's right, he didn't let it go to waste. Well, the Australians have now got to put it all in.
Punching the ball with the open hand is a bit of a risky move, because as soon as you hit the body part of the player, you get called out for punching. But you are allowed to do so if you just hit the ball. So hitting the ball, just flying around in the pool somewhere, fine, do it, no problem there. If you do it and you hit the hand of a player while you do it, first of all, you might break a finger or so not the best move to do in general in terms of fair play. And yet again, you might get a foul called on you. So, yeah.
So risky.
Just don't. Fair play, everybody.
We've got a black timeout here. The Aussies are obviously having a chat, regrouping.
Right, timeout by the Australians.
Oh, thanks, Bobby. Just got to jump in and get my own birthday goal. That's right, Mate got his birthday goal.
Good opportunity versus Colombia today, right?
Well, I'm not playing, so I'll be cheering for the girls. Right, here we go.
All right. Good to go. Second half, 4 minutes played. US up by 1. Good solo effort by Galliano, moving in and just punching the ball through. Quick execution by him, not letting defenders get back into position. Yeah, we can see the strategy for the US, having a strong defense and then going for
those opportunities.
For opportunities up front, certainly paying off so far.
And I mean, really, they just have to defend now. So
yeah, and we can see them playing it's quite conservative on the water rugby, so to say. It's a lot of the top teams who are playing modern water rugby are they have a strong defense, but they are playing very openly.
Yes, they're still trying to get that second
Yeah,
goal and everything.
and they bring the extra defender, they bring the extra goalkeeper out to help out. They're moving out, and it's also a question of stamina at some point during the game. But then we can see some teams just staying back at their own basket, defending heavily around the basket, but giving the other teams the room around the basket to play. And US certainly one of those teams that is doing this a lot, just let them come in and play around the basket. So they're very comfortable in defense, being stable.
They've got very strong defense.
Oh, but now, good
Okay,
effort
here's
for the
Lamin.
Australians. Moving in, Lamin bringing the ball to the
Pass it
corner.
down to
Good opportunity for
Manacon.
Yamano,
Oh,
being picked off.
recovered by Castro there.
Certainly the biggest opportunity for the Australians so far in this game. Yamano behind the goalkeeper. Couldn't fully execute though.
Australians giving it all here to try and get the ball back.
Yeah,
But like we've been saying, the US, they've got an excellently strong defense, and that's all they've really got to do. I mean, this is world champs, right? You got to do what you got to do. So
yep, pushing him out. Good
pushed him out of
idea
bounds.
by
There
the
we go.
Australians.
We'll have the Australian free throw.
The players just locking up the ball, bring him to the open side, push him out of bounds, and you will get the ball back.
Right, Spenceley picking it up to start the free throw.
Yeah, we can see a rather quick execution.
Oh, bit of a
missed pass.
Lucky, covered
Got
by
moving in
Scotty
again.
Phillips there.
Players stand underneath the basket.
Okay, Spenceley's in there again. Pass
Good.
it under.
Williams trying to get the ball underneath the basket, but picked off by the defender, and good effort by the US defenders, just
Yeah, well done.
getting the ball out, getting it to the surface, giving the defense a little bit of breathing room, giving the time to set up again.
Okay.
Not trying to move forward, it's a good idea to just keep on swimming if you're in the scrum on the surface, move the scrum
Absolutely.
away
Or
from
you
your
get
basket.
your teammates to kick you, push you across.
Yeah.
Push the scrum across. Okay, it's a good pass down.
All right,
The
US moving
are
forward
moving
again.
forward.
And we can now see the Australians just trying to tighten up the space in the middle of the pool as much as possible, not letting the US move forward as much as they want to, but they just keep on swimming on the surface. And especially if you have been the offensive team for quite a long time, you usually don't exchange a lot because the pool is so long.
That's
so
right.
swimming back and forth takes about 10, 15, 20 seconds depending how fast you move. And a lot of players coming back tired to their own half, having to exchange.
That's right,
and
well,
then
they're looking to sub straight away, aren't they?
Yeah.
All right,
And
good
then
recovery by the US, but passing across the goal.
pass to the goalkeeper, always a bit of risky move, but
Right,
a lot
Hills
of
on
open
it.
space for them. Spenceley
Nice
moving
job,
forward.
all right. Lamin, here we
Lamin.
go.
Good fast break opportunity. Could
Okay.
sprint in, but
Yeah,
now
it's a long pull. Okay,
defense.
coming in here.
Iamano.
Here's Iamano.
Again.
Oh,
Pass
there's
to
a
the
pass
middle.
to Danny. All right, Lopez looking for his support. There we go. he
Lopez,
was out
but
the
now,
back.
good opportunity for the
All right,
Australians. Two
Garcia,
players
here
underneath
you
the
go.
basket. Can they move in? Defender, good block set up.
Okay, he's looking for the pass. He's looking for the pass.
Goalie, but the US with a heavy
Oh.
goalkeeper.
Iamano just not under there at the time that
Yeah, they tried to pass the ball into the corner.
Garcia was looking for the pass.
He should have executed himself from the left, seizing the
Yeah.
block. But now Cataract moving forward. Now
All right, the
open
US
basket.
counter on an open basket. Here we. Okay, two Aussies got down there. Need
Yeah.
one of them on the goal. All right, and they have set up their defense.
7.5 minutes played. So the US 7.5 minutes to go for the
That's
United
right.
States.
US looking for a second goal.
Oh, good. Decent pass to the middle, but picked up
Yeah, picked up by Ogai, one of the forwards. Oh, that was not a great pass there, though. It's recovered by the US.
Back in, Tim Brown having the ball.
All right. And I mean, both teams are kind of looking for their players underwater.
And I think we can actually see a little bit. I mean, the Australians showed up so well against Norway and Germany, but playing against those top teams and trying to compete takes such a toll on your body.
That's right, yeah.
So,
Especially like Germany, very physical game, as we're saying.
yeah, so surely
All
want to
right,
have
Ogai, oh, slipped out there.
Oh,
Who's going to
ball.
recover the ball?
no
Okay.
defender underneath. Can they
This
bring
is
the
a
ball back
chance.
in? Oh,
Oh,
they missed the
camera.
opportunity.
All right. Australians looking to regroup here. That's right. I feel like, they just haven't capitalized on these opportunities.
Yeah, they're missing passes. You can see that they are a bit nervous now. being on the back
fast
foot.
squares, looking for support.
3 players on
Alright,
the ball. That's a good
Phillips.
opportunity.
And
Pass the ball
Ogai
into
passed it in.
Yet again, the defender in the forward being there
Okay,
just in
held by
time.
Ogai.
No defender underneath the basket.
Okay,
But
looking
picking
for
up
the
the ball,
pass.
moving forward. Yeah, Mana needs to earn his spin mid today. He might not. No swooping in and just punching through.
So I mean, he was playing exceptionally well yesterday, so we need to see some of that. Right, we've got another surface scrum here.
Yeah, we need to see some of the thunder from down under that we saw yesterday from the women's team.
It's this early morning game, you know. All right, here we go. Got a full defense set up though, but there's 3 Australians in there. Garcia has passed to Vasquez. It's getting tied up by Galliano.
Galliano doing so much work for the Americans.
He is, yes. All right, here's Lemon.
Going left
looking
and
for
right.
his support, looking for...
Yeah, we can see the US now trying again with 2 defenders. They always one coming in from the back, giving the forward playing defender opportunity to push out and get a hold of the ball carrier.
It seems to be very effective.
When we can see the Australians staying back a little bit, recovering.
Right now, I mean, there's four US players down there. If they just wait for them to have to go up, maybe this is a chance.
There's some Australians exchanging in the back, so coming in from behind now.
Yeah.
5 minutes to go.
All right, Australians moving it around. They've got 5 minutes. Here goes Garcia. Attacking from the top is pretty dangerous with everyone coming down from above.
And you're certainly eating some fins while moving in there, but pass to the bottom. Little push onto the goalkeeper.
Williams is set up there on the open side, looking for the pass.
Human fish waiting.
That's right.
Moving back out.
Okay, and they've gone up.
Could have stayed there like a second longer.
See, this is the chance, right, when there's no defenders down.
Yeah, but this is when the second wave, third wave is missing. Like you bring 3 to 4 players, and you need those 4 players to just have the ball around the basket, and then this last man is missing. Like Williams could have stayed down there maybe for 1 or 2 seconds longer.
Because not only is there, you know, not only...
But now Williams moving in again. Good effort by him. Tried to punch the ball through underneath the defender, but defense in position initially. But now again, a good chance here for Australia to just take up the defender's position and have somebody down there block up the space.
That's right. The US have been so good at having players underwater, but, you know, these last couple times they've just had the goalie down there. So, but while the Australians rest, the US is also resting.
Yeah, the forwards from the United States doing a good job just locking the ball up on the surface, giving the team a little breathing room.
Yeah.
So we can see the defenders resting on the surface and also, of course, resting outside. So
yeah, they need to get under and be ready to set up when the ball comes down. And there is Mana waiting underneath.
Ball dropped down.
He's got the ball.
Moving in.
But the US has got their... I mean, they had plenty of time to set up for that. So, all right, Brown recovered the ball for the US again.
Yeah, fling to the surface, and we can see them locking the ball up immediately on the surface. They have 3 minutes to go. They just have to play down the time.
All right, Australia has got the ball. Mana, here he goes.
Yeah, Mano. Oh,
looking for the pass.
Could have just gone in himself.
Yeah, I see that head shake of his. He obviously recognized it.
Yeah.
I mean, and the US just will tie it up on the surface. That's all they've got to do for the next 2.5 minutes.
Lock it up. Ball to the surface, immediately to jail.
I mean, I think this is the point where you've just got to throw it all on the line.
Yeah, especially for the Australians.
For the Australians,
you now bring 6 people forward, and you play a 6, and maybe have a goalkeeper at the 1/3 line. Have them stop the forward progress of the US. Call by the ref.
That's right. If they can't even the goal score here, then it is over.
Yeah. You never lose. I think there's a penalty. Timeout.
Timeout.
US player.
For the US free throw.
So time. They take a timeout. Sure, a good time for the US to take a timeout right now.
So is it the US player that's being sent out? But it's white timeout. Okay.
I'm not sure if he was sent out. If it was just giving a warning. So I just saw the
Looks
ref.
like the captain speaking to the ref again.
But certainly a good job taking a timeout here, giving your team a little bit of breathing room. You can recuperate a bit.
Yeah, I mean, why not?
Maybe exchange a player if need be. I mean, if somebody, you can exchange player out and in again. So if you have somebody come in at the half or come out at the half, you could sub him back in 5 minutes before the end of the game. They had 10 minutes of a break, so
That's
they
right.
might actually
It's
be
time
more
to
fit
give it everything.
than somebody else who's been playing for 25 minutes now.
Yeah, I'm sure this is a... There we are, the US is set up.
So we'll see how they progress.
So the ref talking still there too.
Shots fired by Bobby again.
Yes, Bobby is live in the chat here, everyone. You have to tune in to...
I honestly think Bobby never left the chat. Bobby is just glued to the screen for the last week, doing home office.
That's right, it's good to see Bobby cheering for the Australian girls yesterday against Sweden. I know he missed the match live, but his adopted country versus home country. All right, we are setting up for the free throw.
All right. Free throw for the US. And I think their plan is lock the ball up on the surface, bring it to the US-American corner,
stay in
and
that
then
corner.
To the Aussie corner, and then lock it up there. And if you can't do it, lock it up in the middle, but just lock it up.
Yeah, yeah. And like we said, this is the World Champs. This is not a fun tournament where you try to, you know, play your very best rugby that's clean and.
I mean, you play your very best rugby, but at some point during the tournament, your very best rugby might be lock the ball up and just win the game.
There's a lot of strategy involved here.
It's a fair strategy. If you go ahead, scoring first is the biggest advantage you can have in underwater rugby. It opened up.
Oh, what's happening here?
Yeah, free throw called for Australia. It is such a huge advantage, especially in sport where you cannot be everywhere all the time, like in other sports. You just have to be able to hold your breath and locking the ball up and not giving it away. Valid strategy.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, Bobby doing a full circle around Bondi naked together with Victor. We're not forgetting about this. We want proof.
Yeah, we heard that yesterday.
Want video evidence. But
we
now
Australia
moving in. Good effort by the goalie to just shoved it forward.
Got a few,
three
underwater, looking for the pass. Garcia's.
That's okay. I can see it.
All right, Williams, Vasquez, and
Oh,
Lopez.
good pass to the side.
Okay.
Can he bring Williams?
Can you get
Move
it
the
down
goalkeeper.
To Vasquez? No.
Shot attempt. Picked up.
Okay, we've got a
1
minute and a
minute
half
to go.
left. This is it. Recovered by the US. I mean, this game is just seeing the ball back and forth from one team to the other.
You've seen the US. They certainly are tired now. You can see how tired they are, but they are holding on to the ball with all they've got, using those strong, heavy forwards, just locking it up. And we can also see the Australians. They are tired at this point, and they're working, but it's so hard to just get the ball out if players are just trying to keep it away from you. We can see the ref waiting.
Still on the surface.
But as long as the ball is accessible for a team, it's no call by the ref.
I mean, there's three
there
or
was
four.
the ball
There we
above
go.
the surface for a moment.
Come out. Oh.
Yep, there's the ref call, ball above the surface. So I think this might be the last opportunity for the Australians to get the ball back, or is it a ref call?
No, it's
It is actually against Australia. They ripped the ball out and pushed it above the surface.
Which makes sense because I think that would have been a
last possession.
Well, it would have been, they should have played advantage in that situation if it was for Australia.
So I think this.
Well, we've got 30 seconds and it is a US free throw.
Oh, it's a ref ball.
Oh, it is a ref ball. Okay,
yeah,
not
there
a
you go
free
from
throw.
ref ball. Matiga and silence players go down. Oh, Gonzalo is sent out. 2-minute penalty.
That is quite the surprise.
Yeah, he's actually getting the sin bin champion in this World Cup so far.
Yeah, well, he lasted a few days, which was, you know.
But now back
effort,
up on top for the sin bin champ.
Well, this makes it hard for the Australians, you know,
and to be honest,
only 5 in the pool and 10 seconds to go, so.
This game is done.
Unless we see
Ladies
a
and gentlemen,
human fish.
I think we have a bit, most certainly.
Mumman's recovered the ball. I mean, and there we go. That was a great game from the US and Australia, but the US have reclaimed their 4-year ago, vengeance, so.
This is a bit of an upset, to be honest. I think most teams had the Australians here as a favorite. going into this game, and certainly you know the Austrians did because they were prepping to play against the United States tomorrow.
Yeah,
So
well, I mean, but the Austrian women were prepping to play against the Australian women today. So yeah, there's been a bit of a couple of upsets, but
yep.
I mean, the US have got a really strong team, and I know them Australian men going into it. You know, they're taking it seriously, like serious contender, and that's
their
what turned
defense
out.
has been strong throughout the entire tournament. We've seen them playing such good games, even against the top teams, giving them so much pressure and such a hard time.
No, what a great match so far. Yes, well done to the US.
Well done to the US team, and Australia now playing for 5th and 6th on the men's side. Oh no, 7 and 8. 7 and 8. They're moving down.
Right,
They're moving down the bracket.
So the US will be playing for.
And well done to the United States.
Great goal there from
good job by
Mate
them.
Galliano.
Great goal, capitalizing on your opponent's mistake. Just takes one opportunity. We've seen it from the Australian women yesterday. One good opportunity, move in, score, and
that's it. And I mean,
your
both of
basket
those
clean.
goals were good though, right? It's not like it wasn't an open goal. It was a well-earned goal.
Yep, certainly well played. And we'll come up next with Austria versus Sweden again. They've already met in the groups, and I think they have some quite annoyed Swedish men playing against them after yesterday. So Austrian man up for a good one. And we'll be back with the next game in a couple of minutes. See ya.